I'm a college dropout. I was homeless, lived in a car for 3 years. I've lost every single thing I own, family included. I've been written off so many times. But today, the person that you sitting in front of you was a process. I want to talk to you for a moment about the process. Because see, one way to get a person to really follow you is to be the example of what you're trying to get them to follow. You know, my dad used to tell me all the time, he said, son, best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them, because you can't help the cause. Your brain is divided into two things, positive and negative, good and evil. Each half of your brain has millions of factory workers on each side. You got a million factory workers on the positive side. You got a million factory workers on the negative side. At the forefront of each one of those factors in your brain is a form. You got one positive and you got one negative. You are in charge. You're the boss of the factory. So let me show you how this works. You got a remote control. You go to your house tonight, press the power button, and you press it. You only have the TV. What do you expect to happen? You expect TV to come on. You press the power button, you expect the TV to come on. If you want to watch HBO, and HBO is channel 300, you select, you expect the TV. And what comes from it? Now, your brain is in 2 ways. Let me show you how to do it. Up in the I don't feel myself today. I got the wrong side of the bed. I'm not a morning person. Forming negative. Hears that. He steps to the front. He said, what did you say? You say, I said I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. I'm not myself. I'm not a morning person. He says, you got it right away. He said, hey, the boss just woke up and said he's not a morning person. He's having a bad day today, and he ain't feeling himself. Let's get to work. The million factory workers start producing thoughts to justify what you just said. So now guess what? Man, I hate my alarm clock went off this morning. I got to get out here in this traffic. I'm gonna drive down here to there. I don't even like these people on my job. I can't stand this car I'm finna get in this morning. Sure wish I had a new car, but I'm driving this ragged ass car. On and on and on. And your day starts tumbling into what you ordered at the top of the day. You can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? Today is going to be a great day to do. I expect something really good. And man, thank you. So what did you say? You said, have a great day. I expect something to happen great. Thank you all for waking me up. Forming positive turns around and go, Steve's having a great day today. It's expecting things to happen. And man, let's get it going. Let's start talking about same money. Man, I can't wait. Just think yourself out of it. Change your attitude, you change your altitude. I'm going to tell you something that every successful person has to do, including you. Believe it or not, every successful person in this world has jumped. I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. You are going to have to jump. You cannot just exist in this life. You have got to try to live. If you're waking up thinking that it's got to be more to your life than it is, man, believe that it is. Believe in your heart of hearts that it is. But to get to that life, you're going to have to jump. See people in life. When you're standing on the cliff of life, you see people soaring by, you see people soaring, going to exotic places. You hear about them doing wonderful things. Maybe you look up the street and your neighbor just gets a car every year, every 2 years. You know, how is he doing that? Have you ever thought, maybe this person right here has identified their gift and is living in their gift. Because your Bible says, your Bible says your gift will make room. Your gift, not your education. You go get an education, that's nice. But if you don't use your gift, that education only gonna take you so far. I know a lot of people got degrees, man. They ain't even used. It's your gift. But the only way for you to soar is you got to jump. You got to take that gift that's packed away on your back. You got to jump off that cliff and pull that cord. That gift opens up and provides the soar. If you don't ever use it, you're going to just go to work. And if you're getting up going to work on a job every day that you hate going to, that ain't living, man. You just existed. At one point in time, you ought to see what living's like. But the only way to see what living like, you got to jump. Here's the problem. Just be real. When you first jump, let me tell you something. Parachute not open. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you to, but it don't. If you jump, it's not going to open right away. You're going to hit them rocks. You're going to get some skin tore off on the cliffs. You're going to get all your clothes tore off. You're going to get some cuts on you. You're going to be bleeding pretty bad. Eventually, the parachute has to open. That is a promise of God. Here's another thing. You can play it safe and deal without the cuts and the tags. You can stand on that cliff of life forever. You don't jump. I got another promise I can make. Your parachute will never open. You'll never know. You'll never know what God really has. I was speaking at a school once. I was talking to the students. The principal was mortified with my message because I was telling the truth. I was telling the kids, your education is important. But your education is not the most important thing. I'm sorry. Your dream is the most important thing. The principal came up on the stage and asked, don't ever say that to my school kid. Well, I'm just telling you. You can save kids a lot of pain if you ever talk to them about their dreams. You got to talk to young people about their dreams. If you talk to kids about their dreams, your dreams can spur you to get the education. But if you never find out what a child is dreaming about, you can't hold their attention. It's the dream, man. You got to dream about something so big that it dwarfs all your fears. The way you overcome fear is with your dream. You got to make your dream so big that nothing matters except that dream. You're willing to do everything that's necessary. I was listening to Will Smith the other day. Will Smith said the best things in life is on the other side of fear. It's on the other side of fear. But fear freezes people, man. The fear of failure freezes people. Suppose I don't do it. Well, you might not do it. But I got news for you. If you don't do it, you damn sure do it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. I talk to so many people who get older, like some of us are, and they've lost the faith. Well, faith is really simple. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. All that means is in the beginning, you just hope something pop off. You know, you just kind of hope something happen for you. I was hoping I would get on TV. I wrote it on paper when I was 10. I wanted to be on TV. The problem I had when I wrote it at 10 was I suffered from a severe stuttering problem. I could not talk outside of my house. So can you imagine when I wrote on a piece of paper, I want to be on TV, and Daddy, first thing the little boy next to me asked me, well, how long is your mission going to be? So you're going to be on TV all day. But when I wrote it on the paper, it wasn't factual. You just got to start with the hope. Faith is the substance of things that you hope for. You just hope something. Then what happened is, through grace and favor, he give you a couple of the things you hope, and then you're supposed to start believing in it. Because now it turns into faith. But if you talk about faith is the substance of things hoped and the evidence of things not seen. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming. That's what your imagination is. Your imagination is actually very, very real. Everything you imagine could be a preview to life's coming attraction. Everything we have today came from somebody's imagination. Somebody was talking on the phone with their finger on the wall and got sick of it and said, you know what, man, if I could just go outside and talk on the phone, ta-da, we got cell phones.
Somebody got tired of driving across the country and said, man, if I could fly over there, boom, we got airplanes. Imagination is everything. It's a preview to life's coming attraction. Everything you've ever imagined is real. The problem with most people is you think your imagination is hocus pocus. It's really not. It's a preview of a coming attraction. If you react to your imagination, that's where your real life is. It's just God showing you what he has for you. The problem people have is they tell their imagination to the wrong people. See, if you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. It's dead. How many times, man, have you had a tremendous idea? Something you thought was the one, and you went and told it your loved ones and your so-called friends, and they shot it down. I mean, you was convinced that it was just, oh man, I just came to you. And you told it to them and they shot it down. And you thought since they was your loved ones and their friends and they got your best interests at heart, you believed you was wrong. You let them talk you out of what God got. As a kid, I didn't know, but my gift is that I found out later on, I have the ability to think extremely quick, and I could take any piece of information and transpose it into common meaning. Now, when you're a kid and you don't understand that, you get in a lot of trouble. I didn't know what it was until I got older. It was a gift that it did make room. There's a lot of stuff that happened. But the gift is the thing that you need to absolutely best with the least amount of effort. That's your God-given gift. And everybody knows God gives it to you at birth. Well, you don't have to go anywhere to discover it. It's not in the water. It's not on the mountaintop. It ain't hid under a rock. Your God-given gift is instilled in you at birth. If you pursue that as opposed to your passion, there lies your greatest chance for success. The problem with people is we don't pursue our gift oftentimes. We try to go get an education and make it think that's going to get us somewhere. If you identify that gift, man, that gift is the thing that can make you great. We're all participating in this thing called life. Life has ebb and flows, mountaintops, it's got valleys, it's got thunderstorms in it, earthquakes. This life, you stop expecting it to go smooth, because it ain't finna go smooth. The road to success is always under construction. This life ain't set up to be smooth. You combat negativity and you combat discouragement with gratitude. It's the one way to combat discouragement is with gratitude. What messes you up is you focus on the thing that's not happening, and that causes you to get discouraged. So whenever you get discouraged, you have to change your focus from what's not happening to what has happened, and it straightens you out immediately. Because what causes the downslide is if you get wrapped up into what ain't happening, it get ugly, man, and it just snowballs. But you have to focus on gratitude. People understand how serious gratitude is. It's a serious principle of success. It's hard to be miserable and grateful at the same time. You have to take chances in life. If you don't take chances in life, you'll never have a life without risk. Life is about risk. Play it safe in life, you ain't gonna have much of a life. If you play it safe, you won't have much of a life. Life is risk. It take courage to pursue the dream. I just did it. It cost me everything, but eventually, God is very good and sees you take faith. Survive everything you do. It's going to cost you something. Most people are really pay for it. Go after it. Most people are uncomfortable. Don't want to be uncomfortable. Please do not pursue success, because success is very uncomfortable. And I've learned to be comfortable being uncomfortable. See, if you think you're going to make it, let me give you a prime example. Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders has been frying chicken his whole life. He was telling everybody he had the best chicken in the world. Ain't nobody believed him. They turned him down everywhere. Colonel Sanders didn't get a franchise till he was in his 60s. Kentucky Fried Chicken sell more chicken than anybody in the world today. So if you're sitting there thinking because you got to go gray on you, it's late. As long as God wakes you up in the morning, that's the sign that he ain't rich. So what you tripping for? I choose to look at the supplementation. Supplementation is what millionaires from around the world gather later to talk about how they will change the world. There's a couple hundred billionaires. I was asking that shit to keep those people. I'm tripping because I'm not a billionaire. And I asked a guy who asked me to do it, I said, I'm not a billionaire, you do understand this. So, you know your net worth. I said, well, what can you all learn from me? He said, everything. He said, the reason we want to hear your story is because the majority of us that are billionaires, we inherited some money. And we grew it. A couple of us inherited $1 billion. Some of us inherited $300 million in eternity. You know. What we want to know is how you got to where you are after coming from nothing. How did you live in a car for 3 years and wind up on more TV shows than anybody? How did you survive flunking out of school? How did you survive all of it? We want to know that, because in case something happens to us, we don't really have the information that you or how to come from the back to the front, or how to come from the bottom to the top. So I get asked oftentimes to speak. And so when I was telling them how I made it, I was telling them about the fortitude that I developed. And then I told them about the faith. And that was really starting. Now, a lot of them are people of faith. But a lot of people who were born with a lot of money really had to have a lot of faith. You understand? You have an idea of what it feels like. You've seen some kids get put in foster care. You've seen child protective services come to somebody's house. You've seen kids come to school less. You might have been one of the kids that went to school less. You have struggled to give your kids a better life than the one. They don't hear this. But I'm going to tell you something right now. You can be successful without an education. You can be successful without coming from a rich family. You can be successful. I don't care what color you are, what place you belong to, your sexual preference. I don't care what's wrong with you. You can be successful. Everybody in your life will have a turn. No matter who you are. You want to have such a thing in your life. Person turns back. But think about this. If you're going somewhere and you turn back, you can never get there. If you wake up every day and go get in your car, so you're going to the store, and then went to the store, and then the next day you go to the store and you turn around. You do realize that you will never get to the store. So whatever you needed from the store now is even a greater need because you turn back. Every time you turn back, it does not change the need. So what kept me from going was, I made turning back enough of an option. And I had really dark moments there where I thought I was going to. I just didn't think I was going to make it. Where I am today, I didn't see it at all. I had a lot of turn back moments. But you know what it was for me? Being successful is not being successful. The difference between not being successful and trying to get successful. If you're trying to get successful, at least there's a payoff. It doesn't pay. If you're not successful, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard like and your bond and your rent. It's hard not knowing how you're going to feed your children, how you're going to pay your bills,
It's hard, ain't it? So if it's hard, work. You just stay in the house all the time.